Now I want to do what our friends in the press do. You know, freedom of the press and all that. The question is whether she is mentally competent. They used to raise that question when it came to the great Barry Goldwater. They asked psychiatrists and psychologists, is he mentally competent? Of course, they said no. Then they drag out this woman from Yale that nobody heard of before, and she and 26 other kooks, professors, whatever, they come forward, and from a distance, they say, yes, Donald Trump is unhinged, and therefore you should trigger the 25th Amendment. Not understanding the 25th Amendment, and of course, practicing quack medical science. That's basically what the left do. I think that Nancy Pelosi, based on the same analysis, is mentally ill, unhinged. You think that's going too far? I don't think it's going too far at all. I've heard them say this about my president day in and day out. I've watched Nancy Pelosi carefully. She has all kinds of tics. She has very weird spasms. Her words are slurred. She becomes incoherent. She's clearly on a power trip. She's one congressperson using her office to grab control of the budget, to grab control of the State of the Union speech, to grab control of the decisions on the border. I think this demonstrates behavior that is very problematic, unhinged, if you will. And so I do think there's a question, not only about Nancy Pelosi's tyranny, but Nancy Pelosi's mental competency. Now, we don't have a 25th Amendment to apply to Nancy Pelosi, but I do think questions should be asked in the media, by individuals like me, the backbenchers in talk radio, members of Congress. Yeah, good luck with that. But I do think questions should be asked. Is Nancy Pelosi a nut? Look at her, power hungry. We've never seen this before. And she's the first woman Speaker of the House, and now the second woman Speaker of the House. You know, like Grover Cleveland was president twice, she was Speaker twice. You can Google that. She's 78 years old, which is perfectly fine. Some people age better than others, mentally. I don't think she's aged very well, mentally. I really don't. Her behavior, her antics, her tics, her speaking impediments, her bad decisions, her power-hungry ways. I'm quite concerned about it because, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, the Speaker of the House has a lot of power. In fact, complete power over the appropriations process. I'm concerned our military is not properly funded. I'm concerned the Coast Guard's going without money. I'm concerned the TSA is going without money. These are national security issues. And Nancy Pelosi, I don't think, is mentally well enough to be making these decisions. Our Coast Guard is filled with heroes. TSA is filled with heroes, wonderful people. We have federal law enforcement that is suffering as a result of Nancy Pelosi unwilling to pass a bill out of the House of Representatives that the president will sign. The buck stops with her. Buck starts with her. And I don't think she has the mental capacity to handle this job, quite frankly. So she's got these fascistic, tyrannical issues, and I would argue she's mentally unbalanced. She's off her rocker. What do we do with a situation like that? Well, I do think there ought to be some kind of review, some kind of analysis. Maybe a complaint with the Ethics Committee would be a way to at least find some kind of body within the House of Representatives that could take a look at this. Because it does need to be taken a look at. We don't have a constitutional amendment, for the Speaker of the House. And yet look at the power that the Speaker has. So I'm suggesting this evening that Nancy Pelosi has this fascistic problem and, moreover, may well be mentally ill. Right, CNN? Right, MSNBC? Right, Democrats? I'll be right back.
Mostly cloudy.